This idea sounds compassionate. It sounds kind. It sounds thoughtful. It feels like something a good person would support. But if you follow it all the way through, the long term cost is devastating, and most people don't even notice it. In this video, I'm going to show you why ideas that feel kind in the moment often produce the opposite of what they promise, and why questioning them gets labeled as being cruel or unkind. Stay with me, because once you see the pattern, you'll start noticing it everywhere, in policy, in culture, and even in the people around you. And the cost doesn't show up immediately. It shows up slowly, quietly, over time. But by the time anyone notices, it's much harder to fix. If we don't start paying attention now, we keep repeating the same mistakes over and over. Here's the first thing most people never see. Labeling an idea as compassionate stops the conversation in its tracks. Why? Because no one wants to be seen as cruel or heartless. No one wants to feel like the villain. So when something is framed as compassionate, the natural instinct is to just stop questioning it. We assume that anyone who challenges it must lack empathy, even if the outcomes of it are clearly harmful. And that emotional pressure is exactly what makes those ideas so dangerous. Because once questioning becomes socially risky, we stop looking at the results and focus only on how it feels in the moment. Intentions don't guarantee results. We are obsessed with intent in our culture. If someone means well, we're told it doesn't matter what happens. But outcomes are what affect lives, not how the idea made someone feel. Countless systems and policies that fail spectacularly were built on people who genuinely believed they were helping. Intent makes us feel moral. Outcomes force accountability, and accountability is uncomfortable. And when outcomes are measured, someone has to admit failure. And that's when most conversations just stop, or when the narrative changes to protect the idea. Short-term comfort feels compassionate. It's immediate, it's humane, it's emotionally satisfying. But comfort is not care. When systems are designed solely to remove discomfort instead of building capability, they don't empower anyone. They trap them. Discomfort isn't always harmful. Sometimes it's information. It's what forces responsibility, growth, and change. And this is where good intentions quietly produce harm over time. Because removing discomfort doesn't solve the problem, it just postpones it. There's a difference between helping someone and enabling them. Helping says, I believe you can grow. Enabling says, I don't think you're capable, so I'll lower my expectations instead. Lowering expectations feels kind, but it carries consequences. It communicates to people that growth isn't required. Responsibility is optional, and improvement is not expected. That message becomes internalized, and over time, it shapes behavior far more than any good intention ever could. This is the quiet part that no one wants to admit. The harm of lowered standards and endless comfort doesn't show up immediately. It compounds silently. Lowered standards never solve problems. They only delay them. In education, they leave students unprepared. In communities, removing consequences concentrates harm. In culture, redefining words and labels creates confusion, not clarity. Every system that abandons standards eventually collapses under its own weight. Not because people are bad, but because reality doesn't bend to feelings. And yet, failure is almost never admitted publicly, because acknowledging that compassion alone isn't enough to require humility. And admitting error is politically and socially risky. So instead of adjusting, the narrative shifts. Criticism becomes cruelty, questions become hate, and facts become dangerous. This isn't because asking questions is wrong. It's because outcomes threaten the story. And if the story is protected, the system can continue operating without change, even while it quietly fails. Instead of discussion, we get emotional pressure. If you disagree, you're immoral. Hesitate, you're unkind. Ask questions, You're dangerous. This is not persuasion. It's control through emotional compliance. Healthy ideas survive scrutiny. Fragile ideas, well, they require silence. Real compassion is harder than slogans. It believes people are capable. It values growth. It requires responsibility. It doesn't abandon people, it challenges them. Structure, expectations, accountability, and purpose are not cruelty. They are the foundation of true progress. And the consequences of ignoring this are already showing. Overwhelmed systems, fractured communities, and people stuck instead of supported. The cost is paid by the very people the ideas claimed to protect. Unlimited compassion without accountability becomes cruelty in disguise. It removes the very things people need to thrive: structure, expectations, direction, and responsibility. If something sounds compassionate but leaves people weaker, dependent, or less hopeful, it deserves to be questioned. And not because we lack empathy, but because we care about outcomes. If you value honest conversations like this, please subscribe and share this video. And if this made you think, leave a comment. I want to hear your perspective, even if it's different than mine, especially if it's different. I'll see you next time. Bye.